What's up, man?
Laments.
What's up, Lements?
All right. Now, what do you think is the most purchased supplement in the US?
Um, are you talking about like for gym people? I was
Sure.
gonna say like a multivitamin,
A multivitamin? Okay.
but I mean, if you're thinking like gym, I would probably say protein powder.
Yeah. So, vitamin D is the number one most common supplement of all time,
Oh,
in the US at least.
interesting. That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting one. I'm pulling up my list here. So, vitamin D was pretty high up on there. Then you had like fish oil, of course,
Yeah,
as
good
a
one.
super popular one.
Let's
And
say
then
which ones we've taken, by the way, as you're going.
So I've taken vitamin D.
I don't think I've ever taken a vitamin D supplement.
I've taken fish oil,
I took it this morning.
multivitamin,
Yep.
and then CoQ10. Are you familiar with coenzyme or whatever that is? CoQ10
I've
enzyme.
only heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah, it's an antioxidant for growth and maintenance that decrease over age.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So we're too young. We don't need them.
No, we don't need them.
So then you had the B vitamins, and then you go start looking at magnesium and calcium. And I think magnesium's super popular.
I've taken that one recently.
Yeah, and then probiotics, and then everyone knows this vitamin C, but no one takes it because it's fortified in a lot of foods.
Yeah. I've only done some of those like emergency packs. Like occasionally I get on this kick where I just want the emergency packs just in the water, so I'm not just drinking water.
Yes.
But
It
it's been
tastes kind of weird, doesn't it? It's like,
I actually
what?
like it. I mean, you could tell that it's not like a drink that you just bought from 7-Eleven, that it's like some form of medicine. but but I kind of like it. It just gives me a flavor, but it's been a long time since I've taken that. So
Yeah, I tried it when I wasn't feeling too good, and I did a couple days, and
yeah,
jury's still out if it helped or not.
yeah, probably not.
Probably not, but it tasted better than water. And
Exactly.
when you're sick too, anything other than water tastes so good,
Yes.
and
But
that's
okay,
super
so
healthy.
like what other supplements have you taken? So we can give like a list here. We'll compare
Yep.
lists.
So on my list, I have protein powder, obviously.
Protein powder, I take it every day.
hmm So I will tell you that I've had some changes in my belly. So I used to do protein powder and whole milk, and that was a long time ago.
Same, and the thought of that right now is a little scary.
Yeah. So then I was doing protein powder and lactose-free whole milk,
Okay.
and the whole reason is I use whole milk because I want as many calories as possible in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
So I would drink it at work, and I would work on the floor coaching for 3 hours. And if I drank a third of it, I'd like, oh, I don't feel good. And then I would drink 2/3 of it, and it feels like my belly was a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And then I would go to literally anything else that's non-dairy plus protein powder, totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I can have lactose-free milk, totally fine. But the combo,
Oh yeah.
it was just way too much for my gut.
I hear you. I take it with I just use water now. It's a scoop of the protein powder and water.
Do
It's
you
not
use the gold standard,
what
the
is that?
protein powder?
No, it's called Syntha 6
Ooh, Synthesix.
by I believe it's BSN Supplements, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it on Amazon and it's good. You remember Progenics?
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're still around, to be honest with you, but they used to be at like all the CrossFit events, and they
Mm-hmm.
would give like free samples out, and they would always mix their free samples with water, but it tasted so amazing. Like it was
Yeah.
so good. You're
And
like,
it was really expensive.
that was the thing. It was really expensive, but you were like, no way is this mixed with water. This is so good.
Mm-hmm.
This Syntha 6 stuff is the closest I've been able to find that's not as expensive as Progenics. You get like,
Yeah.
I buy the 10-pound bag for $85, I believe.
That's pretty good.
So, and that lasts like a couple months. one scoop a day, 90 lasts like 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah. So I use My Protein, and My Protein unflavored was the #1 ranked protein on Labdoor.
Unflavored.
Yeah. So their unflavored isn't as bad as you'd think. It's pretty like, so it is actually unflavored. It just feels like protein powder in my mouth.
Feels like sand or dirt.
No, it mixes really well. I got to give them credit for what they did. But I was like, I'm not going to buy 10 pounds of unflavored because that's weird. So I bought the vanilla, and it's way too sweet.
Yeah, I don't like the vanilla flavored stuff. Like, I like the idea of it, but anytime I get it, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
It just tastes too fake or whatever it is.
Yep.
The chocolate flavor is like, it's a reliable flavor. I don't know. Maybe we just had it too much as a kid. Like,
I always come back to the chocolate
yeah,
every time.
I like to like try and switch it up, but chocolate's the only one that is bearable over the long term.
Yeah, it's fun to get like cookies and cream or cake batter, but in 1 pound increments so I can knock it out and then just be done with it.
Exactly.
But the unflavored one, I will say, is like if you're just mixing it, knocking it back, totally palatable. The vanilla tastes really, really good with coffee.
Okay, that's a good move. I like that.
It's exceptionally delicious. And then instead of using a creamer, I was like using one of those little frothers to blend like 1 scoop with like 2 ounces of anything else, really. Milk, not enough to like add a lot of volume, but then I'd put that in coffee. So you're adding like 4 ounces to a 20-ounce cup of coffee. That's now 25 grams of protein.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and it's super, super delicious.
That sounds good. So the only like unflavored thing I think I've had another supplement is creatine.
Yep, that was #2 on my list.
Yeah, I've done that unflavored, and that's no big deal because usually when I take it, I just mix it with protein. Like I throw it in the protein shake. Even if you don't, though, it's not a big deal. But
it doesn't mix well with water, and that's what's super annoying to me.
It is. That is super annoying. I'll give you that.
I had some friends who would just scoop it into their mouth and then just drink water and be done with it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Like,
this same group of people would put protein powder and water in a red Solo cup and mix it with their finger and then drink it. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I mix it with a spoon. I'll do the
cup?
In a cup. Yeah, in a cup like this.
You have a shaker. You have a shaker bottle.
Yeah, I don't know. I just mix it with a spoon. It's not my finger. It's not my finger. But so let's say obviously protein powder, using that to get more protein, grams of protein throughout the day, great for like building mass, or even if you just find that you come up short on your protein throughout the day.
In college, I took a couple of nutrition classes, and actually it was an exercise science class. The teacher was like, there's no reason to take protein powder because you get enough protein in your regular diet. And she was like, why do you take it? Why do you take it? Why do you take it? And I was like, okay, first of all, obviously that's not true because the protein powder market is massive.
Right.
If it didn't do anything, we would find out by now.
Yeah. No, it definitely, I understand the sentiment. Like she's saying you could just eat like whole foods.
Chicken, eggs.
But if you like, first of all, you got to decide how much protein you need in a day. Mm-hmm. And if you're a vegan, then you're probably saying you don't need more than 80 grams a day. But if you're trying to be a power lifter or a bodybuilder, you're like, I need 220 grams a day. So good luck getting that from chicken, because I know you can, but it's if you're anything like me, that the thought of eating that much chicken makes you want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So
and good luck eating that many beans.
Oh yeah, forget that. So yeah, I'm gonna eat less chicken and just have a couple shakes throughout the day.
Yeah, and it's super easy and convenient, and you can leave it in your car or you can leave it at work. And if you're hungry, you just knock it back, and you're like, all right, that wasn't junk food. I just knocked back some protein.
Yeah, and it's actually like enjoyable too. It can't like when you're like, oh, I can either eat another chicken and rice or I can have this protein shake.
That could very possibly taste like M&Ms or Oreo cookies.
Yeah. So yeah, they're definitely effective. I understand the sentiment around you don't need them. You could just eat more food for sure, but
Mhm.
whole point. That's the whole point of supplements, is to make your life easier,
Yeah.
right? Like you
And
could
they
get
are
all of it from food.
supplements. They're not like, well, you said something last time, didn't you?
What did I say?
The supplement is like in addition to, and then you said
Oh,
oh,
compliments.
complement. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they are something that you should use as a backup and
yeah.
not a primary.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But
So
then,
I've
oh, go ahead.
oh, I was gonna change the other supplements that I've tried.
Well, yeah, I was just going to mention real quick, since we've said creatine, the idea behind creatine and why you would take it.
Yeah, definitely.
So like creatine, the idea is that the creatine is used in like the short burst cycles that are like when you're trying to produce real high intensity output.
Mhm.
It's like it's the first or one of the first things that are used in there. So taking creatine, getting more of that in your system, then you'll be more effective when you're trying to do like sprints or lifting weights. Like those really short, high intensity sessions is what creatine is supposed to be good for. So
Mhm.
take creatine, you have more effective weight training sessions, and you get stronger and faster and bigger and all that.
Yeah. So actually, that creatine can boost. I read a research paper that said up to like 60 seconds they were showing some changes. So normally that energy pathway is 20 seconds, and with that boost of creatine, you have a 5 or 10 day loading period,
Yeah,
and then after that you have a maintenance dose, and you should cycle on and off. But it's basically tripling your sprint power or doubling for sure your sprint power.
I believe it. I've actually read some things that I didn't read like deep into it, but I've read some things that suggest that creatine also has some really good like brain health effects, like to I guess ward off things such as like Alzheimer's.
Oh, nice.
So like neurological, it helps like with some of those things. It'd be interesting to do more research into exactly what that is, but I've heard some things about that, and also that it's the recommended dose, I believe, is like 2.5 grams a day.
Mhm.
The loading dose is like 5, right?
Yeah, it's
I have that mixed
so
up. It might be like 10. 10 might be the loading dose, and 5 might be the daily dose.
5 grams 5 times a day for 5 days, or
5 times a day,
it's
damn.
a that's a 5 day loading
Yeah, yeah,
period,
yeah.
or you take 10 grams a day for 2 weeks and then you dose it down.
Yeah, and then you go down to 5, I believe, a
Mhm.
day. And I've heard also that there's not a
Negative.
need to stop taking it, really. Like you could
Nice.
take 5 every day. I've heard that as well. So, look into that stuff if you're interested in creatine.